Hello everyone, my name is Ultranate24 and welcome to my first ever review. These series of reviews are going to be called Fresh Looks, where I take games and I review them whether they are old or new. Since we are getting ready for the release of Star Fox Zero, I am taking the time to review the entire series from beginning to end. Star Fox Adventures is a long game, so I may do that one after Star Fox Zero. Now, before we get into the Star Fox 64 portion of the review, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the SNES version real quick. My short thoughts on Star Fox SNES is that the game is mad fun. Until you get to the bosses. So let me go back just a bit here. When you start the game, you are given a choice of 3 pathways, which represents the difficulties: easy, normal, and hard, with a different level design to each path. Your goal is to reach Venom and beat Andross, the mad scientist that is causing all the problems in the Lylat system. These areas come with a boss after completing the main level. No matter what difficulty you're on, you're going to hate these bosses. Take this one for example. You know, whenever you beat a boss like in any other game, and as soon as the health reaches to 0, you have invincibility frames as soon as you beat it? Well, I know it's early gaming, but that shouldn't happen regardless. But besides that, I think the game is really fun. The music is amazing. If you haven't listened to any of the music, go ahead and listen to it. I know Corneria is in Brawl, or Corneria is in Brawl. So go ahead, check out the music. It is some good stuff. Now, let's go ahead and move into the Star Fox 64 portion. Now, the version of the game I'm going to be looking at is the 2011 remake Star Fox 64 3D. Now, before I begin, I'm going to let the game tell you the story.
Corneria, 4th planet of the Lylat system. The evil Andross turned this once thriving system into a wasteland of near extinction. General Pepper of the Cornerian army was successful in exiling this maniacal scientist to the barren, deserted planet Venom. 5 years later, General Pepper noticed strange activity coming from Venom. James McCloud, Pigma Dengar, and Peppy Hare of the Star Fox team were sent to investigate. Upon their arrival, Pigma betrayed the team, and James and Peppy were captured by Andross. Peppy barely escaped Venom and returned home to tell James's son Fox about his father's fate. A few years have passed. Andross has again invaded the Lylat system. General Pepper has turned to a new Star Fox team, headed by Fox McCloud, to save Corneria and free the Lylat system once again.
This game has a total of 15 planets, but you only go through 7 in a single playthrough. So, how do we get to these other planets? Well, in each level, there is an alternate pathway or objective that you have to take or do in order to go to other planets. In the first level, Corneria, there are these arcs that you have to go through to reach the alternate pathway. If you don't go through these arcs, you will continue to go straight. But if you decide to go through these arcs, then Falco will say,
"Pretty smooth flying, Fox. Follow me, Fox." Falco, where you going? I found the target. Try to keep up.
And bam, you just found yourself another pathway to take you to a different planet. Now, I didn't mention this in the SNES portion of the review, but you're taking control of Fox McCloud and his Arwing, but this time you have 2 more vehicles added to your arsenal. The Landmaster, which later becomes Fox's final smash in Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Wii U and 3DS, and the Blue Marine, which was used in 1 level. In the Landmaster, the control is pretty much the same, except when you barrel roll, you really don't deflect attacks, but it's just a dodge maneuver. The Blue Marine replaces the Smart Bombs with an unlimited source of torpedoes, but other than that, they're pretty much the same vehicle. The Arwing actually got some upgrades since the SNES version. It can now somersault, and when you're in all range mode, which is also new to this game, you can do the U-turn to avoid enemies that way. I didn't get to talk about this in the SNES version, but there are power-ups you can find all over the levels. There are laser power-ups that upgrade your lasers, there are smart bombs, silver rings that replenish your health, gold rings that replenish your health, and if you collect 3 of them, they will increase your health by big portion of it. If you have the biggest health bar already and collect 3 more gold rings, you actually receive an extra life. There are also wing repairs in case you bust your wing on your journey. Don't bust your wings. Now, I know I didn't get to talk about this in the SNES portion of the game, but Peppy, Slippy, and Falco make a return from the SNES version of Star Fox, and before I continue on, in that version, those 3 characters were pretty useless. Just throwing that out there. In Star Fox 64, your teammates are actually kind of useful. Slippy, even though people hate him, including me sometimes, may be probably just the most useful character in the game. If you keep Slippy alive throughout the level and reach the boss will have a health bar. There's no health bar for bosses if Slippy dies, so if you want to see the health bar, make sure you keep Slippy alive.
Slippy, get back here!
I must be complete.
Why are ships coming out of the base?
A bomb has been planted at the base.
Jeez! Can anyone take care of it?
Can't let you do that, Star Fox. Andross has ordered us to take you down.
Peppy! Long time no see. Andross's enemy is my enemy.
In certain levels, there will be times where you'll be fighting another mercenary team that works for Andross. The Star Wolf team, who consists of Wolf O'Donnell, Leon, I don't know what his name is, Pigma Dengar, who used to work for Star Fox but betrayed the team, and Andrew Orkney, who is the nephew of Andross. Each Star Wolf member will go through a certain team member of Star Fox, so the reason I said these characters were useful is because they can actually actively shoot down these members of Star Wolf. God bless, they are useful. The final planet, Venom, is where you fight Andross once and for all. Now, depending on the path you take, you can either get the good ending or the bad ending. If you go through Area 6, you will fight Team Star Wolf with upgraded ships. They'll know how to somersault because for some reason they didn't know how to do that.
What the heck?
And they have twin lasers. Beat them and you fight Andross' monkey form. If you beat his monkey form, then he'll turn into the brain, where he'll say,
"Only I have the brains to rule Lylat."
So, Andross, you show your true form.
Now the strategy for this is to destroy the 2 eyes and the brain's weak spot, and once you do that, this will happen.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Don't ever give up, my son. Father?
So now, you have to escape with your dead father, and if you're successful, you'll beat the game.
You've become so strong, Fox.
Way to go, Fox!
That's our leader.
What's wrong, Fox?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong.
Now, if you beat, sorry if I pronounced this wrong, Balls, Bosley something, you'll go through an actual Venom level and fight this golem thing that comes out of nowhere. Beat that, and you'll fight Andross's monkey form once again. If you're in this tunnel, make sure not to boost, because you will crash through every door before it opens. So once you fight and beat his monkey form, he'll turn into this robot, which is for some reason easier than the monkey form. Escape automatically and beat the game. Yes, Star Fox is not that hard of a game.
Are you okay?
Yes! You did it!
Okay, I'll admit it. You did good, Fox.
Even though there is replay value in the single player, there is also multiplayer for you and your friends to enjoy. In Star Fox 64 3D, there are 3 game modes: Survival, Point Battle, and Time Battle. And in the 64 version, there's a mode where you have a time limit to destroy the most enemies. If you're playing by yourself, you're always Fox, and you can either have the classic 64 power-ups, or the new ones that are exclusive to the 3DS version, sort of like Mario Kart. You can also set these rules to your liking. If you have friends with 3DSs, you will have a lot of fun with this multiplayer. Even if you don't have anyone to play with you, the multiplayer still has CPU, so you can still have a great time with it. In terms of music, this is some really good stuff. Not my favorite soundtrack, but this is some really good stuff. My favorite song from this game is actually the Star Wolf theme. It's actually one of my favorite themes of all time. Koji Kondo is a god, people. Listen to this man's stuff. You probably do whenever you're playing a Mario game or something. The graphics, even though I'm playing the 3DS version, the 64 version graphics are actually really good. Environments are detailed, colorful, and nothing really looks washed out, so that's really all I'm looking for. In summary, if I had a favorite game of all time, this would be it. The levels are so fun, the replay value is there, and the multiplayer, while it's not super deep, it's still a blast, and there's so much charm to these characters. If I can recommend a version, get the 3DS version of the game, as it has a new score attack mode where you can play any level to your liking, as much as you want, and try to beat your high score. Go ahead, get it. It's fun. I love it. You should love it too. That's it, guys. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys are hyped up for more reviews. And if I could get review copies in the future, then doing these type of reviews and videos would be really awesome. This is Ultranate24, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Fresh Looks. Take care, everybody.